This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Gearoid Farrelly.
And I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And you're listening to Agony Rants.
So this is the show where you get to send in your problems and we get to have a little laugh about them or maybe give a bit of advice. We love it.
I said to Niamh at the start of the show, we have to introduce and say what the show is for new listeners. This is the show where a Eurovision winner and a comedian sneer up their sleeves at people with genuine problems.
No, that's not entirely true. We're very sympathetic sometimes.
We really are, Niamh.
We
really are. We're just putting out fires in people's lives.
Totally. And we love it.
Yes, we absolutely do. So, Niamh.
Yes.
I've had quite a week.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Tell me about your week.
It was not a week where my shining professionalism shone through.
Oh, what happened?
I almost forgot a gig.
No.
Yeah. Basically, right, this is what happened, right? And if you follow me on Instagram, this was on Instagram and this was most certainly on Joanne McNally's Instagram. Because I was rinsed for this, justifiably. So we were doing a gig in Perth.
Okay.
Right? Which is in Scotland.
I was going to say, were you in Australia? Not tell me. What?
Some very bad planning. Perth one night, Glasgow the next night.
I know, amazing.
So actually, I arrived in Perth, right? Now, I had to get a megabus. There's nothing more undignified than having to get a megabus. Do you know what the problem is? That it's called a megabus.
Okay.
It's like going up and asking for, I'll have an extra large quarter pounder meal. People just look at you and go, really?
It's still a quarter pounder.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get a megabus, right? I had to get 4 buses to get to Perth, right?
And was it mega?
Do you know what? Not as mega as they were making out.
What is it that makes it mega?
I think it's that there's an upstairs.
Oh.
I mean, that's not that mega.
It's a double decker.
Yeah.
Like, basically.
It was a double-decker bus, right?
Okay.
And I had to get 4 of them to get to Perth from the Glasgow airport.
Okay, so complicated.
Glasgow airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty complicated. And I was absolutely knackered. And I had that. Do you remember like last week I wasn't feeling too well?
No, I
Yeah,
do.
well, it escalated, Niamh.
Oh.
I was in a very bad way. So I arrived in Perth, and the first thing I did obviously was check out their secondhand record shop, where, pride of place,
What?
they had a cassette single of In Your Eyes
No.
on the shelf. They did.
No.
And I'm not making that up.
Do they still
Yeah.
exist?
Yeah, they had it. You were sandwiched between Tina Arena and Danny Minogue.
Well, that's not a bad sandwich. I wouldn't be upset with that. Oh my God.
A pound.
Oh, well, I'm still holding my own.
It's reasonable.
Because
Yeah.
it probably wasn't much more expensive than that when it went so. But now, here's the thing, right? In my head now, I'm thinking, is there some poor Eurovision, fan who has kind of run out of money and had to sell
Well,
it?
there was like Tina Arena, Danny Minogue and Niamh Kavanagh. I think we can all assume that it's a gay that's dead.
Yeah. If it is somebody who's like fallen on hard times, do you think they maybe thought about who they'd sell first? Like, like maybe they're still holding on to
You shouldn't think
Johnny.
about yourself like this.
Do you think they're holding on to Johnny's?
Right. So,
Yeah, it's a hierarchy.
so you think they were getting rid bit by bit?
Yeah, maybe.
No, like going on recordings alone.
Okay.
There are some other Eurovision winners there
That'll
that I
go
would
for.
be.
Yeah, but that's,
You'd be getting rid of those singles first.
Okay, you're in no way biased there at all.
No. No, and bear in mind, this was Scotland.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, there's Geminis and Samantha Janus and...
Yeah, but you would think that they would go first. Although they would be collector's items, to be fair.
Only because they only sold about 2 copies, Niamh.
Wow, well, that's pretty
Have you
exciting.
ever seen Samantha Janus? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Is it Janus? Janus?
You say I know her. I don't.
Her new name isn't it Womack?
Okay.
She was in EastEnders,
but
but years ago, like in the.
I remember her.
She did.
I remember her doing it vaguely, but yeah,
She
no.
was dog shit.
Gearoid, I
She was in
cannot
a
be seen to be part
Tiny
of
little
this
pink
conversation.
dress, and she was singing about. I think she was singing about climate change.
Oh, okay, well.
Well, it was very forward thinking for 1990.
I know, I was going
but,
to
like,
say.
Anyway,
Okay, this is not about me, this segment.
I
This
moved
is-
back to my horrific evening.
Okay, come on. Back to the megabus.
So I was off my megabus, right?
Right.
Joanne arrived from at the hotel in an Uber, which There's a girl with sense.
Okay.
So she got a taxi from the airport, right?
From Glasgow.
Yeah, and she looked at me and went, "What's wrong? What's going on? You look absolutely wrecked." She was like, "Go to bed, skip the sound check, just come for the show," right? So I was like, "Grand, that's exactly what I'll do."
Oh, she did the mammy thing and sent you
Yeah,
home
she
for
was
bed.
very mammy. Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Yeah, she was. She reminded me.
Okay.
So I went up to bed in the hotel, right? And this was at about, I'd say, 3:00.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to have a 1 hour nap now, and this is going to be absolutely perfect. And I remember pulling back the duvet and going, I'll get into my jammies.
You got in
And
your jammies.
I was going to get into my jammies, but then I didn't. I woke up in my clothes. So I obviously just
Oh.
like threw myself on the bed, fell fast asleep.
Okay.
And at 7:30,
No.
my hotel phone started to ring. And it was, Joanne hadn't been able to get me on the phone, so she would rung hotel reception saying like, "Wake him up," because we have a show in half an hour. Yeah.
Oh.
So I had a half an hour to get from
How was your brain?
about, it was about a 10-minute drive away, but I couldn't get taxis because there was absolutely no taxis because there was, I don't know, I guess 2,000 people going to see
Well,
Joanne.
you're not doing that thing they do in movies, like where they're running through the streets trying to get
But
where they
that's
need
what I
to
said.
be.
Like,
Oh
because
my God, that would be so amazing.
I rang Joanne back and I was like, "I'm all right. I'm." For some reason, I said I have an iron.
You have an iron?
Because that's the problem on this bloody tour. None of the theatres have an iron.
Okay.
So I took the iron out of the hotel and I was really proud of myself that in my panic I took the iron so I could iron my shirt, right? And she was like, "You don't need an iron, you need a taxi."
It's not an iron. I don't care if you're creased. You better be here.
Yeah, just get here. So I couldn't get a taxi. She said, "Look, I'll send someone from the venue." So
Okay.
they got someone from front of house
Oh God.
to drive to the other side of town to collect me.
That was only 10 minutes.
I know, but I was mortified. Like, I felt like I was
Okay.
Jim Morrison from The Doors.
Okay.
Like, strung out on heroin in the hotel room.
Where they're slapping your face to
And
try
being,
and
dragged to the arena.
slapping
Like,
your face to try and sober you up. It reminds me of a story someone told me years ago when they were on tour with Jesus Christ Superstar, and the lead singer, or the lead, Jesus basically, was a little bit partial to the alcoholic beverage. And they had to delay the show for technical difficulties one time because he was so drunk, and they were literally had him in the shower feeding coffee into him. So they got him through nearly all the show and managed to get him there by delaying the show for technical difficulties. And honestly, this is no joke, when they raised him up on the cross near the end, he's supposed to hold on, but obviously in his reduced state forgot to hold on properly and fell off the cross on stage. Did you make it?
I made it. Now, the show was delayed. Thank God for the Huns that go to see Joanne.
Okay, because they were all...
Because they were all hammering the bar. They were absolutely...
They wouldn't come out of the bar.
Hocking the bar out of it. Like, so the show was delayed by about a half an hour, so it was grand.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So did the show, grand. Then the next morning, I still felt ropey, right? And we were sitting in reception waiting for the taxi to bring us to Glasgow, having all the deep and meaningful chats. And then suddenly I started vomiting bug.
What, right in front of her?
What is happening to me? No, I was just like, "Sorry now, just 1 second." And I swear to God, for the full day, I was in ribbons and I had another show to do in Glasgow.
Well, I have to say, I thought you lost a bit of weight since the last
I
time.
know, listen. They say it's about a gym, it's absolutely not.
This week, I am doing the Eurovision show.
Yes.
I know. I'm very excited.
Very
about it.
excited because this is going to be televised.
Yes, it is apparently. Don't ask me when.
Okay.
All I know is that we're doing it in the National Concert Hall, which we would do occasionally. All us Eurovision winners kind of grouped together in various numbers, and so we're doing this show with the orchestra, which I love. I love singing with the orchestra. Like, it's so much fun, and so I'm very excited about it. But also slightly trepidatious because In Your Eyes is going to be in its original key, which is going to be hello, hello. And in a gig, that's not a problem. But in TV, it's there forever.
You'll be great, Niamh.
Not to mention, Linda will make me wear a dress and, and heels and
No,
stuff.
you'll be grand.
I know.
You'll be fine. That's the thing about those things is that just forget about the cameras.
Oh, no, I don't care about the cameras, really. I really don't.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch me on TV, I'm not really looking for the cameras. I mean, if they happen to go across my sideline, there'd be none of that kind of, look to camera 6. No, that's happening.
No.
To me, it's always about the audience that are there. Because if you connect with them, then then the people out beyond get you.
So go on, give us an exclusive. What are you singing?
I'm going to sing in Your Eyes. There you go. There's a shocker.
In Your Eyes,
In
shocker.
Your Eyes. And now that we have a cassette I presume you bought that cassette. Did you buy that cassette? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I left it there. No,
Yeah.
there'll be a Niamh Kavanagh fan now in Scotland that'll be glad of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks. And and then also I will be singing "Puppet on a String," which was written by Phil Coulter and sung by Sandy Shaw, who wore no shoes. I'm going to sing "Boom Bang a Bang" by Lulu, which is basically she wore a pair of hot pants. So I'm just going to tell you that there will be no hot pants or no bare feet. Okay. So
Okay.
But other than that, it'll be amazing.
It'll be fantastic.
Very similar.
Are you going to do your earrings joke?
Might do my earrings joke. It
Do your
depends on what I
earrings joke.
wear. Yeah.
Do
It
your
depends on
earrings
what I
joke.
wear on the dress. But now that you just reminded me,
that's a great
that
joke.
probably will work. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it.
No.
Yeah, very good.
If you're going,
Yeah.
that's it.
So what's the story? Are you, have you had a rehearsal with the orchestra?
No, that all happens this week. So I'll go in and we'll do the songs in my slot, and then I think we're all going to do Waterloo together. There's a shocker. We're all going to do Waterloo together, and so we're all going to sing that, and so we'll probably all meet up. And actually, I think my solo rehearsal is after that, so I'm going to see everybody. Then they're all going to go away wherever they're going to live, and then I'm going to do my rehearsal with the orchestra, and then the next day we do the sound check, which will involve some obviously camera work, clearly, and then the actual show. And I love it. I love the show because nearly always there's a good group of Eurovision fans in it, and I love seeing them. And so
It'll be brilliant.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
for it.
excited. We've got a follow-up, Niamh.
Oh, I love follow-ups.
We've got a follow-up,
Absolutely love the follow-ups.
I have to say, the mailbox is hopping at the moment.
And I'm so excited because actually we were really desperate for people to send in stuff. I love when people send in their problems.
Yeah,
and
we're
their
getting loads of
follow-ups.
problems. And if you want to send in a problem, agonyrants@gmail.com, or if we've answered your problem.
Let us know how it worked out. Obviously, if there's any death involvement, maybe not. But
there's always a disclaimer here that we've absolutely no business doing this.
Oh no,
we're completely underqualified. We have no business meddling, and we do it for sheer entertainment value.
Absolutely. Occasionally to give our sage advice.
Sometimes we've done well.
Yeah,
sometimes we've done well.
Sometimes I come away from here and think, God, we actually know stuff.
We don't think we know it at the time. But then when we listen back or we receive a reply like this is a follow-up from Lorraine.
Okay.
Lorraine says, "Hi guys, I absolutely love the podcast and I'm regularly looking like a lunatic laughing to myself while driving. I have sent stories in and you have put a few on the episodes. I wanted to drop you both a line to say Val's problem about wanting to stay home with her kids really helped me look at my own situation from another perspective. And something that has been on my mind a lot recently has now been settled and no longer causing anxiety."
Wow.
Look at that!
Isn't that fab?
Wow. Really just wanted to say thanks so much for covering a huge spectrum of topics and giving us a laugh mixed with brilliant advice. That's from Lorraine.
Lorraine.
That's so nice.
It is absolutely amazing. And you know what? Actually, it is true. The only way we can cover those broad spectrum is by you sending them in.
I know, yeah.
And the more you send in, the more broad it becomes. I'll be honest, our limited knowledge of how to deal with things.
It's very limited. And even
but if you
there's
send
no harm in sending us a problem that you already have the answer to.
Yeah.
Just to test us.
See if we
See
were
if we get
right.
it right. Attention Agony Rants listeners, I am going to be going on tour later on in the year and early next year with my show Glamour Hammer, and I will be going all around Ireland and the UK. The dates on sale at the moment are Portlaoise, Dundalk, Limerick, which is sold out, Galway, Belfast, Clonakilty, Waterford, Wexford, Sligo, Cork. I'll be at the Everyman in January. My Liberty Hall shows are sold out, but we've just put on at Vicar Street, which is very much not sold out. So
Not just yet.
So come along, we'd love to see you there.
How do I get tickets, Gearoid?
You can get tickets, Niamh, by asking me.
I know.
But all of those other people, they can buy them on GearoidFarley.com. Niamh.
Yes, Gearoid.
We are pausing to tell our lovely listeners that we are part of Headstuff Plus, which is a whole community of podcasters. And if you would like to support the show, you can sign up to become a member of Headstuff Plus. And in return for your subscription, you will get access to a brand new feed that will be the show, but without the ads.
Oh, okay, that'd be
Without
good.
the ads, without the cross promos. It's just you dive right in and you're in it till the very end.
And that's true for all of the podcasts.
Yeah, it's all of the podcasts.
So
You'll
you
get it for-
subscribe to us, obviously, and we get the money.
We get the money.
We
and
get
then
the
you
money.
Get everything.
But you get everybody else's. So,
Ad free.
ad-free.
and bonus content.
Yeah, excellent.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it is a very good deal.
There are lots of great shows on the Head Stuff Network, and there are lots of new shows coming, which are very exciting.
Yes.
And we're going to promo one here today.
Oh, very
it's
exciting.
called For Tech's Sake, and it's hosted by Jenny Darmody and Elaine Burke, who are the deputy editor and the editor of Silicon Republic. And they have a new show talking all about tech.
Now, is it for beginners?
No, it's kind of nerd. It's like for science nerds,
Oh, okay.
but it's really good. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. Their first episode's all about space.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's pretty great. And they've got brilliant episodes coming on like online abuse, and they've got episodes on like the future of work. It's a really interesting show. They also have a bonus show that you will get if you subscribe to Head Stuff Plus called Tech in Egypt, where they look at tech and the tech that we do not need.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, there's tech and then there's what the hell.
Yeah, you don't want your coffee delivered by a drone.
No, I certainly don't want that.
Fair point. Anyway, have a little listen.
Silicon Republic is a great place to read about science and technology from writers like us. And now you can hear what we really think on For Tech's Sake, a co-production from Silicon Republic and the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
I'm Elaine Burke,
And I'm Jenny Darmody.
and together we've been writing about tech for a long time. We've never fallen into the trap of being tech evangelists, but we don't necessarily want to demonise tech with scaremongering clickbait either.
Now, we mostly take a side-eye view of tech and definitely throw a bit of shade when it's deserved.
So if you want to hear us take a look under the hood of both emerging and everyday tech to examine the good parts, the bad parts and everything in between, check out For Tech's Sake on the Head Stuff Podcast Network. Tune in and your new robot overlords will thank you for it.
Do you rent the place where you live? Well, if you do, you need to know about Threshold.
Well, do you know, actually, Gearoid, Threshold is the only organisation in Ireland advocating for the prevention of homelessness.
Because Threshold know that the best way to keep people from losing their homes is to support renters. Because that's how people lose their homes.
I know,
Like,
yeah, it's true. It's very, very
they
true.
get thrown out of their flat and then they can't find another one. And it's particularly at the moment when we're in a bit of a housing
I
crisis.
know, it's a bit mad, isn't it? So when you rent, you automatically have a lot of rights, and it's important that you know them.
A lot of renters, they don't actually realise that they have a lot of protections. And the reason they don't lean into them is because they don't know they exist. Threshold.ie provides free, independent, confidential advice to anyone in Ireland with tenancy problems. So if you have a problem with your landlord, you can go to Threshold.ie and there's loads of frequently asked questions, support services, and just information that every renter should have.
Yeah, so if you would like to be sure about what your rights are, you can go to threshold.ie and take their Own Your Rights quiz.
For more information, go to Threshold.ie. We have a problem.
Oh.
In fact, we've got two problems.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do two problems in this episode because the mailbox is hopping. People are having a lot of problems.
Okay.
Hi, Niamh and Gearoid. Huge fan of the show and only recently discovered it, and it's been really helping me along on these dark and rainy mornings going to college. The two of you are absolutely gas and you never fail to put a smile on my face. Thank you.
Aw.
That's nice. College. Do you know what that is, Niamh? That's an advertiser's dream.
Is it?
We are attracting college-age people to this
really?
show.
Excellent.
Now we're talking.
No, they definitely.
Ching, ching.
Do you not have enough of your mammy at home? Okay.
My problem is one very attributed to COVID. I'm in my third year of college, having started in 2020. I didn't sit my leaving cert and I spent my entire first year online, which meant no contact with anyone bar my family.
Oh,
That's hard.
yeah.
My second year was half online and half on campus, and I found that very difficult to cope with. I have really bad social anxiety, so it was much easier to save myself the panic attack and do my college work at home. I live in a rural area, so getting to college anyways is a massive pain. I found when I did go to campus, a lot of people on my course who had stayed in the city for the first year as in student accommodation had already made their friends, so no one showed any interest in talking to me. That's very sad.
I know.
I ended second year with no friends, feeling pretty bloody hopeless about the whole thing and not looking forward to the rest of my college experience. Now that's hard.
That is very hard. And
Yeah.
probably, not to take it away from you, Maxie, but it's not unique, but it is definitely very difficult. It's a real problem at the
Yeah,
moment.
and it's also something that we have to remember.
Yeah.
Because I think people, now that things are back to normal, people forget about that.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
So she goes on. However, this year is turning out to be pretty great.
Oh.
We are all on campus this year. I've taken a few new classes, joined some societies, and I've made good friends already. I really feel like this is my first year and I'm finally getting the college experience I always wanted, and I don't want it to end. The problem is I'm going on Erasmus in January to another country in Europe on my own. The more I enjoy college at home, the less I want to go. All I keep hearing about from family and friends is how Erasmus is such a great life experience and that I will love it. I do see that, and when I think about not going, I feel like I would be throwing away a great opportunity. But at the same time, I'm finally happy at college at home, and I want to actually make a life for myself here at home before I think about going away. The fact that I have to also secure and pay for my own accommodation on Erasmus is putting me off. I am completely stuck. If I turn it down, I know my parents will be upset at me throwing away such a great life experience. But at the same time, I just want to stay at home and live the college experience I deserved, but COVID took away from me. What should I do? I would really appreciate your advice. Thanks so much for all the laughs. Loads of love, Maxie. And then in brackets, not my real name, just after my second favourite Irish Eurovision entry after Queen Niamh, of course.
Of course, naturally.
Maxie's very young.
She is. Why are you
Like, whatever about remembering Queen Niamh because you won, like...
What are you saying?
Did Maxie win? No, she didn't.
I know, but Maxie's brilliant. We loved Maxie in her day.
Fair play to her.
Oh,
I mean,
Maxie's
she's
great.
clearly got into the annals of history here.
She's a proper fan.
Yeah, she's a Euro fan.
And
we are always helpful.
you know the other thing is,
Happy to help.
she doesn't automatically gravitate to the naturals, the ones that are obvious. You see, she went and actually really looked at the Irish entries. I'm impressed. Maxie. I'm not going to lie.
Well, she'd a lot of time on her hands in COVID.
Now,
I mean, if you find yourself Googling Ireland's Eurovision entry that did not win from the 80s. I mean, you should get some sort of a certificate from Bill Gates because you've finally reached the end of the internet.
do not listen to him, Maxie. Do not listen to him. But, you know, yeah. This is quite a thing. If my guesstimate is right, you're probably about the same age as my eldest, but probably in the region of my boys, right? And both of them have had the similar type of experience that you've had. That is very disassociative. You know, you're so separate from everybody else, and at a very pivotal moment of your life, I think, you know, it's very difficult.
Yeah, because I mean, it's at a point where you leave all your friends. And then you're supposed to, and what's supposed to happen in university, and I have to say, I did not have the university experience. My college years were an absolute disaster because I went into college and I suddenly became a massive introvert.
Oh.
Yeah. There was one or two people I spoke to the odd time, but I didn't.
You didn't integrate?
I didn't integrate at all.
Why?
And I don't have any friends from that time either. Like that, it's that 4 years of my life that just.
Did you still have friends outside it though?
Oh yeah. I kept my school friends.
Okay.
But I didn't really click in college, and it never worked.
But do you not think sometimes that happens to people who live in Dublin and go to college in Dublin?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you don't live in the same space, so you're not forced out beyond your own life.
No, not at all. I think the problem here is that she's been sold these ideals all the time.
Yeah,
right?
all the time.
That
yeah.
college is going to be this amazing experience, that Erasmus is going to be this amazing experience. And yeah, they are. In an ideal world, they are amazing experiences. But it's taken her time to adjust to college. Like she's 3 years waiting on this first year of, you know, of friends and new experiences, and she's finally getting it now. And like, I really... Like, in reading this, right, I really don't want to say don't go on Erasmus.
Right, yeah.
For the same reason that everyone else is saying go on Erasmus, because it could be a great opportunity.
Yeah.
It could also be that you are now used to making friends. You did it last year.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do it again.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose the friends that you already have.
No.
But that said, whatever about it being a good experience, if you just don't want to go.
Yeah.
You don't want to go.
No, I agree with that. But I think she has to see why she doesn't want to go. The other observation I have is, are her new friends also going on Erasmus?
Okay.
So they could be going away at the same time.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No, she hasn't said that.
No, but you know, that is a possibility too.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. You can't stick around for friends based on the assumption that they're going to stick around.
No, definitely not.
And that doesn't mean that your friendship is any less than it is.
No,
but
it doesn't.
like, those people are not just friends with you.
No, they're not.
Because you're there.
No.
there's so much more to it than that.
Well, you have
So-
common ground and you have all these things to do, but that'll still exist when you come back.
Yeah.
And the other thing is sometimes you go away. Now, I'm not a great exponent of doing things because other people expect you to do it. I understand the pressure of it because,
Yeah.
believe me, all my career, people have expected things of me and will continue to do so, I think, until I die, probably. There are expectations in that situation, but you don't have to actually go with that if that's not what you want to do. But
Yeah.
you should be the one to make that decision.
I guess the other thing that's on your mind as well is that you're in third year now, and college is probably you're starting to enjoy college,
Yeah.
but you're actually seeing the end of it as well.
Sure.
And
You're going to have to go out into the big bad
and
world
that's
anyway.
hard. The
Yeah.
big bad world is coming. But the other thing is that she's saying is that she also has to get accommodation and pay for it.
Yeah, well, no, that's a
and that
different
could be
day.
unrealistic. That could be financially unrealistic for her.
Yeah, and if that's going to put you under major pressure and you're happy where you are, well, I don't know why Erasmus, because so many people do it. I know it's it feels like a new thing to me, but I know it's been around longer. But certainly back in my day, people didn't go on Erasmus very often. I mean, not as many people went to uni either. Let me tell you. But the thing is, there's this kind of pressure to be having all the experiences all the time, and
Yeah.
and if you're not having those experiences, are you less or more? It's nothing to do with that. It's your life is your life, so you make your decision on what you want to do. If this is going to financially strap you, what's the point in that? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're really going to be under pressure. But I will say this, right? The thing about pushing yourself beyond when you're socially anxious, or if you've had the experience you've had the last couple of years, the more you can put yourself into new situations and recognize that this is okay.
Yeah.
And and some will work out, some won't. But the thing is, you're about to go out into the world where you're going to be working, and you're going to have to go into new environments, new
Yeah.
people. So the more experience you can have of doing that in an environment which is more conducive to that, I think is a good thing. That
Yeah.
sounds very serious, doesn't
No,
it?
it's good. Like, the more practice you are at pushing yourself into social situations,
Yeah.
the easier it'll become.
Yeah, because I'm rubbish at it.
I'm awful at it.
I'm like so nervous of meeting new people that I get completely mental when I'm meeting them. And everybody says, "Oh, you're so good at that," and but inside I'm dying
Yeah,
20 deaths
exactly,
because I
yeah.
desperately want everybody to love me.
Well, I think the more older they do, Niamh.
Yeah, well, they
You're
better.
the Queen of Ireland.
They better. I put a lot of work into it. No, but you know what I mean. We all have those social
We
difficulties.
totally do. And I think as well, the other thing, and this is kind of a life skill that you have to learn.
Yeah, it is.
And that is, you've got a choice here.
Okay.
And one or the other, no matter what you choose,
Mm-hmm.
the big thing that you have to learn from this is that you don't regret
Yeah.
the choice you made. Because, to be fair, it's a choice between two good things. It's
Yeah.
stay and have this lovely experience in college that you're having and continue that.
Absolutely.
Or to go and have this new experience in another country.
Yeah.
And the real crux of her problem here is that she can't cope with regretting the choice that she makes.
Either
now.
way. Yeah.
And I think that in general in life, when you make a decision, you have to just learn to live with it.
Yeah.
Like, don't put yourself on the hook for this.
No. You're right. That's actually a really good skill actually to learn in
Yeah.
the sense that, okay, this is what I decide. Now, if you decide not to go and your parents, they're not even in this conversation, right? Even if they're the ones paying for some of this, I'm telling you
You
now,
have to live it.
I am telling you now, they're not in this conversation. Speaking as a mammy, right?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I would love my children to be doing all these 500 things, and they're doing whatever they're doing, but I let them lead it because as much as I would like to, and I'd say to them I will support them in it, and maybe it's a good idea if they did this, and chances are it is a good idea. The thing is, that's not my life. It's their life.
Yeah,
And
completely.
part of growing up is learning to make those decisions
And
not let other people make those decisions for you.
completely. And if you feel they're pushing you unnecessarily, right? Tell them that you were so desperate that you wrote into a podcast with a Eurovision winner and a comedian that nobody's ever heard of to get advice on this. And that's what they've driven you to.
Yeah, well, or just play them this.
I really think that the other problem in here is that you're being sold Erasmus that this is the only time
Yeah, no, and
that
it
you
isn't
will
the only
ever
time.
go abroad and work abroad and have experiences abroad, and that's just not true.
No, it isn't true.
It's just not true.
What happened to interrailing? What happened to
Of course, yeah.
going? And when you finished uni, you don't have to go straight into a job, although that's the expectation. The thing is, there's a point in your life where you have to work because you have to earn your money. You have to be paying for your house. You have to be paying for your family, and that's important. we forget that there has to be a time in your life where you can actually go and experiment in different places.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to do it if you want to do it that way. I know lots of people have done it really well, and even people who are nervous about meeting new people, who have met great people abroad. And then I've met plenty of people who haven't gone away and been very happy with that decision. I think the biggest thing here, as Gearoid says, is you make the decision and you go, right, well, this is what I want to do. And you bring it to the people and say, this is why I've decided to do this one way or another. And just say, don't give me shit over it.
Exactly.
You know, because actually,
Exactly.
there's no point in you making you feel bad about
Yeah.
that. But, you know, don't make the decision based on what other people want. Go make the decision on what you feel. And if you're enjoying uni, that's brilliant. But don't forget that will still be there when you come back.
Do you know what I will say as well? Sometimes, now I have this a little bit, right?
Okay, go on.
Sometimes with regard to travel, particularly traveling on your own,
Okay.
when I have to travel somewhere on my own, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Like, this is, like, I remember, for example, in 2015,
Oh, right, okay.
I went to Los Angeles for a month and I was going on my own.
That's big.
And I remember the morning when I was going, I remember thinking, Jesus, how could I get out of this?
Why?
Like, how, like, because I just felt, how am I going to look after myself for a month in this place that I'd never been? And it was just, the whole thing was terrifying. But the thing about it is, when you go to those places, you just
do.
because people travel all the time. But if it's the unknown,
Yeah, it's
you
difficult.
can be a little bit afraid of it.
Yeah, and also if you're going into Europe, the chances are you're going into another language, which is another story.
Whatever decision you make, chill the head.
Yeah. Oh, listen. I know you'll make the right decision, Maxie. There's no doubt about it, because I can see you're really thinking about what's important, what's not. And I'm really sorry your first couple of years haven't been great, you know, in uni. I am, because we all think it's going to be this amazing thing. And I can tell you from my kids' experience that they both had the same situation, in the sense that their first couple of years weren't what they thought they were going to be. You know, the youngest fella, his last couple of years in A level weren't great, and your man's first university, it's on the brain, his first university thing, you know what I mean? It's terrible that that's been taken away, but
it is terrible.
But you're only like in your 20 or thereabouts, I'd say, and so therefore you have it all ahead of you. And I know that sounds like such a mammy thing to say, it is true. But honestly, live in the moment, make your own decision. Don't be afraid to go to people and say, I'm not feeling this, I don't want to go. Or don't be afraid to go, I'm afraid of going, but I think I'll give it a go. You know.
Yeah, and also, do you know what the other thing is, right? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Is a good enough reason.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like, you know, don't be searching for another reason if there isn't one. It's just, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not feeling
that is okay. And it's not like you're saying, I'm not going on an Erasmus and I'm going to sit in my bedroom playing computer games. Yeah. You're doing a college course and you're loving what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, completely own your decision.
Yeah.
And don't give yourself a hard time if you don't go on Erasmus and then a month into it you're hating college and going, I could be in wherever. Don't do that to yourself.
No, because you make that decision. Because if you let other people make that decision, then you're going to have a reason to say that.
Absolutely no regrets.
We'll get you through it.
The way to get over a regret is say, I made the best decision for me at the time with the information that I had then.
Oh, wow. You've prepared that for some sort of tribunal.
I have a million of regrets.
That's like a tribunal involved in that one.
I'd hide in a basement for the rest of my life. No, listen, best of luck, Maxie.
Yeah, let us know how you get on.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, it breaks my heart.
Oh, no.
We've another problem.
Oh, my gosh.
We've another problem, Niamh. Okay.
Can we help so many people in one go? I'm not sure. So, dear Niamh and Gearoid, thanks for all the laughs, and I'm loving the podcasts. I started listening to the show on my holidays and I'm nearly caught up, and I'm really sad that I will soon only be getting an episode once a week. Aww. Tara, we're loving Tara. My sister is my best friend. We're very close in age and have been very close since we were children. We both married and have children, but our lives are very different. She and her husband have plenty of money. Hers runs his family business and his family are loaded with a capital L. My sister also works in the company, but only works 2 days a week. I think I'll see how this is going to go. She has a very nice life. My life is a bit different. Myself and my husband both work full time. We juggle childcare and our kids are in a creche. We have a massive mortgage, but things are good and we are quite happy. Sorry, there's a lot of subtext going on here, I feel.
Massive amount.
Massive amount. Okay, so the problem is my sister will not stop whinging. It's becoming unbearable. She hasn't a good word to say about anyone or anything. She talks about how difficult it was to get a builder to do her kitchen and about how messy it was. She gives out about having to work 2 days a week. She complains that the new car she bought had a problem with the door lock. My kitchen is the size of a stamp and my kids will be in college before I get to extend it. And my car is 15 years old. She just doesn't think before she speaks. I love my sister, but I'm getting to the end of my tether. What do you think I should do? Should I say it? I don't want to fight with her, but seriously, she needs to have some self-awareness. Any ideas how I should approach this? Tara. Gearoid, I feel you'll have an opinion about this. Come on.
You see, right. I'm going to preface everything I'm going to say.
Okay, preface.
By saying, just because your sister has a lot of money doesn't mean she doesn't have problems.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not the catch-all solution.
No.
You know, having money doesn't mean you've got a perfect life, right?
Absolutely.
It just means that you have more opportunities to do nice things and somehow end up still whinging about it.
Okay. So where are you landing on this?
I'm going to preface it by saying that just because your sister is wealthy doesn't mean that she has no problems.
Okay.
However, the other thing she doesn't have is any self-awareness whatsoever. Like, that's really, really hard.
Yo, you've touched a nerve here.
What you need to do is sit in front of your sister when she starts whinging and just go, oh, really? See, the problem is, right?
What is it about? He is like, this is very physical. What's going on here?
The sister doesn't feel at home in this world of having loads of money, right?
Okay.
And what she needs to do is she needs to be told, it's all right that you're rich. That's okay. You don't need to pretend to everybody else how awful it is. It's like, because I can afford to have a whole team of builders in to extend my kitchen, you don't have to go on about, oh, well, it's actually awful because like the place is messy all the time. And it's like, it's grand. You're rich.
Okay.
It's okay to enjoy it.
Okay.
She does need to be aware that Tara doesn't have all of the things that she has.
I know. My take is slightly different on it.
Go on.
You know, in the sense that if I was dealing with this, I'd be using humour. You know, if somebody was whinging about the fact that they can't get a builder in to fix their kitchen, I'd be going, well, do you want to come and sit in my... I see you can borrow my kitchen anytime you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on down, have my kitchen. I would be disassociating because to me, both of them seem to have the same problem, right? Both sisters, all right? Because although one of them has a lot of money and both of them seem to have a nice life as far as she's there, they're very close. Yes, the sister, Tara, you're looking at it going, she shouldn't be whinging about these problems because she has money. But the truth is, both of you are not happy about what's happening. You know, you want to extend your kitchen.
Absorbed in their own lives.
Yes, and that's natural and proper.
Yeah.
We all worry about our kitchen. You can look at it and say, she's complaining about working 2 days a week and all that, but you don't know what kind of pressure's on her to do that, and she's working in the family business. The thing is, the both of you care about each other a great deal, but you both have different things to be dealing with. But they're actually the same things.
I get what you mean.
You know,
yeah,
and actually, but the difference is that you're looking at it thinking it must be easier for her because she has money. But, you know, it isn't really. It's the same. It doesn't matter how much money or how much things. There's still the same problems. So, but it's actually okay for you to say to her, do you know what? I wish I had your problems. So I get a feeling that maybe, you know, if your sister is kind of whinging about it, maybe she's not that happy.
Well, it doesn't sound like she's happy.
No.
And do you know what? I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely delighted.
Gearoid.
She's loads of money and she's miserable.
I know.
Boo fucking who.
You know, Gearoid, sometimes you can be rich and be happy. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I haven't tried it.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how there would be any other way.
Listen, you practically own your own home. You have a life with Boots and your partner, and you've got the high life travelling all over the world with your few bob and all. You know,
Perth.
Okay, Perth. Yeah.
On a megabus.
I know.
It's hardly all over the world, Niamh.
No, I know, but the thing about this is
Today Perth, tomorrow Glasgow.
I know, but it's hard when other people have money, right? I know you look at me and you think I have money, right? We never talk about the money thing. Maybe we should after this one, but but the thing is, people may look like they have money. I always say when my husband says to me, how can they afford to go on 4 holidays a year? How can they do this and whatever? I always say to them, you don't know how much money they have. As a matter of fact, you don't know how much debt they have. Because people have a lot of debt. Yeah. And the problem is it brings its own thing,
Yeah.
So they have the appearance of money, but not necessarily the actual physicality of it. But more importantly, you and your sister are having similar lives in the sense that you're having kids and you're married and you're talking about stuff. And the thing is, sometimes you can only talk about the things that are in your life. So what's happening in your sister's life is that she can't get a builder to do this. She can't get this, that and the other. Or she got her car branged or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, it's insensitive because you can't afford a new car and you're not being able to update your kitchen. But maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she doesn't know that that's what you want. But that's her problems. That's how she sees it. So maybe you should just say...
That's a good point, actually.
Do you know, and maybe you should just say to her, you know what, actually, I find that really difficult because we're really struggling money-wise and, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for you. And if you're close as people, you should be able to say it.
Yeah.
Or use it in humour. Like, as I say, use humour, which, be funny about it and say, Jace, I wish I had your problems. I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
If you hear something try and think about it in a funny way. It might lighten how you feel about it, and it will also make her kind of think about it a bit more. It's okay to reference it, but I don't think it's a very serious conversation unless you're very unhappy.
That's a good point. And from reading this letter, it sounds like Tara is a lot happier in her life than the sister is.
Yeah, but that's from Tara's perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe the sister doesn't understand that she's not happy, but maybe she isn't. I mean, as you say, Tara, your sister may not be very happy. So maybe the conversation shouldn't be, will you stop whinging about that? Why don't you tell me what's really going on?
Yeah, and maybe she feels that maybe you're the only person that she can whinge to in her life.
Yeah.
Which is a nice thing.
Well, it is.
Or maybe she feels that I've got loads of money and, my sister Tara will never have all the money that I have, so I have to pretend it's not that great by whinging.
Could be that. Sounds very advanced, but but either way, I think it's a conversation. You and your sister are close. You've been close growing up and everything, and you love your sister. So actually, that's a conversation you can have.
Yeah. It's interesting because she says here the problem is my sister will not stop whinging and it's becoming unbearable. So I feel like Tara is getting to the end of her rope here.
Yeah. Well, she's getting beyond where she can listen to it. So if that's the case, then Tara, don't wait till you're really, really angry about it. This is the time to have the conversation. I know. And don't do it in the middle of an argument or when she starts whinging. Just say, listen, I notice that you're...
whinging all of the time.
Maybe not whinging.
And
use
I'm
it
sick of it.
An alternative. A little softer. Maybe say, is there anything going on? Is there anything we can help you with? The thing is, things are tough for everybody, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we can help you with? Are you unhappy?
But when she says, is there stuff going on? She's like, yeah, my new kitchen, my marble kitchen island isn't finished yet.
Yeah, I know, but that's not real. So then you counter that with, I'm not able to pay my childcare this month because,
Yeah.
Do you know, it's...
Yeah.
There are options to kind of deal with that without actually going, quit your whinging or it's all over between us, Because if you wait till you're really cross about this and...
Yeah, it'll all come out wrong.
It'll come out wrong and it's not the way you want to present it. So think about how you'd like to talk about it, Tara, and make a time when it's just you and her and have the conversation.
I have to say, though, my pet peeve is persistent whinging. I've never had a conversation about whinging that didn't start with Jesus Christ.
And a bit of eye rolling. A lot of eye rolling. For God's sake, enough of
So don't take my advice. Do what Niamh says. Do the
internal Jesus Christ.
Okay, I think we've helped. I think Tara and Maxie.
Yeah.
They're glad of us.
I can't wait for their follow-ups.
Yeah, we want follow-ups.
Yeah.
We want more. Listen, it's been lovely to talk to you.
Oh.
We want to hear from you, agonyrants@gmail.com, and you can follow both Niamh and myself on the socials.
I know, if I was doing, this is going to be an argument in a minute, I know by it.
I'm glad we address it now. We're addressing it now. Niamh's Instagram bet game has literally fallen apart.
I know. I'm sorry, I've had a
You
bad few.
need to start popping stuff on the grid, Niamh.
Okay, I'm going back on the grid. I'll go back on the grid. I've been off grid for a while.
We'll be chatting to you again very, very soon. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.